Good afternoon. Well, I am down on the Middle Lake and I am down on platform 12 again. So if you watched my video the other day when I replaced the platform, in that video I said that I was going to do something with this willow tree which is overhanging and causing problems for the fishermen. Now, in that video I did also say that I was going to have to replace those two platforms there before I could get the shredder out. Now, unfortunately I looked at that and thought, no, I need to cut a branch off, which means I need the shredder down here, so I end up moving the wood out of the way, so it's double handling everything. But shredder is down here, shredder is ready to go. So, this tree here, now, what do I do to it? Now, what I want to do to it is to cut it down to ground level. Now, that won't kill it at all. If you see that tree over there, that was cut down 4 years ago, nice and healthy. This one here, that was cut down 2 years ago. Now, the problem is, this tree here was cut down a month ago. So I've already taken one large tree out from around the lake. So, because I cut that tree down over there, combined with the fact that the owner really doesn't like me cutting trees down, I'm a little bit limited to what I can do to this. So theory is to just give it a severe trim and try and take a lot of the branches off from around the bottom there. Now, last time I did that, we ended up with severe storms over the winter and the tree just folded it back onto the bank and I ended up cutting it down to a stump anyway. Now, that was this tree here, and as you can see, it didn't affect it in the slightest. It still regrew. It's a willow tree, you can't kill them. So I'm not too worried about that. But yeah, so plan is to try and trim this back so it's hard enough back so the fishermen feel that I've done something, but it's not so hard back that the owner thinks I've killed the tree. So I've got a pole saw there. I think basically all I've got to do is cut branches one at a time. They're going to end up falling in the water, so everything is going to be soaking wet, and then I'm going to have to drag them onto the shore and put them through the shredder. So, yeah, let's make a start. Okay, so slight change of plan. I've used the pole saw there as a scythe. Probably not the best thing for it, but it's getting old and could do with being replaced anyway. So, yes, I've now got access down into there. So my plan is to climb down there with a chainsaw. The trunks themselves can support my weight. So the theory is I've got this one branch coming up here. I'll leave that in place and then everything from there on cut off. And again, there's another large branch coming up there, but then everything else from below that I can cut off. That will then set it loose floating in the water. I can then use a pole saw to hook it, drag it out to the bank and deal with it there. So yeah, let's give this a try. So I thought I'd just quickly show you this branch that I've pulled out. So as you can see, it's got all this hairy stuff on it. That's roots. So this branch has been down in the water, and basically everywhere it's touched the water, it's went, oh, I can take nutrients out of this. So it's put roots out to take nutrients out of the water. So it's made it a lot heavier to remove because that's acted like a sponge and it's a lot of weight. It's also going to make it a lot more difficult to shred. It should shred. It shouldn't have any soil or stones in this because it is literally floating in the water, but it's bushy and trying to fit it through the slot in the shredder might be difficult. So, right, well, let's carry on. Okay, well that's those branches out at last. As you can guess, they weigh an absolute ton. So yeah, I'll go a quick break, shred those off camera, and then we'll carry on playing with the tree. But yeah, that's looking a lot better. There's a couple more branches to come off of there, but nothing major. And there's some branches in the water, which I don't quite know what they're doing there, but again, they'll come off in a bit. So right, I'll see you once I've got this lot shredded. Right, well that's looking loads better. Now I hope the owner appreciates how much effort it was to do it this way, because it's always easier to start from the top and work your way down on the tree. With here it would be easier to walk along the trunk and work your way in, clear the branches, take a small section at a time. Because I took a big trunk off, I then had to get that out of the water, which was a lot of effort. But it's all done, it's all tidy. I'm just going to shred that lot off camera. And then I've got one last dead branch out there to try and work out if it's still connected, and if not, how on earth I get it out the water. So right, see you in a second. Well, there we go, all finished for today. So if we can compare this to earlier, it's a lot better, a lot more open. You can actually fish from this platform now without getting tangled in the trees, which is excellent. We're also allowing a lot more light down into the base of this tree here, so there's already a few small shoots from down there, but normally they'd just die out because they'd be too dark, so they're actually going to carry on and grow, which will fill that out nicely. We've also got this section here, which is now open, so we've got reeds there that are spreading along. They'll probably continue to spread. I've also got a couple of sections that I need to pull some reeds out, so I might plant those over here as well, just to fill it out a bit more. But if we compare this, I think I was about here earlier. So yeah, it's a lot more open. You can actually see across the lake now. You're not going to get tangled in anything. This is almost unusable earlier today. So that is excellent. So I've still got some bits and pieces to get rid of. This is all stuff that won't go through the shredder, so I'll take that to our bonfire pile. And I might be having a bonfire soon. So do subscribe so you don't miss out on anything that goes on here. And do leave a like, because it does help recommend the videos to other people. So yeah, thank you for watching, and I'll see you later.